the hardest thing about it all, really, at the end of the day, is what your relationship is to yourself. And you know what? And that's not small. Like, to go into that conversation with yourself so that you can fulfill something, and for it to be on camera or in front of an audience, it is a psychologically crazy thing to do.
Your alarm goes off at 5:45 a.m., vibrating under a Craigslist mattress that sags like wet cardboard. The roof smells like hairspray, takeout pad thai, and the desperate hope that today will somehow be different. You splash water on your face, recite tongue twisters to loosen a jaw still swollen from last night's shift at the diner, and thumb through emails on a cracked phone screen. 2 self-tape requests, due tomorrow, plus a "do you have any weekend availability" note from the catering gig you swore you'd quit 3 months ago. You tie your apron during sunrise, greeting regulars who never learn your name but always notice your posture. A director once told you, leading roles stand tall. So you stand tall, even when table 7 snaps for more coffee like they're summoning a butler in a Victorian drama. Between orders, you rehearse sides about a grieving astronaut, mouthing lines behind the espresso machine while milk steams loud enough to drown the words. A coworker catches you, laughs, calls you Hollywood, and you laugh too because wage labor survival depends on laughing when you want to scream. Tips dribble in, rent looms like a stage light just out of reach. You exit into an afternoon glare that feels like a punch. There's no callback email waiting, but there is a reminder from your agent's assistant about tomorrow's toothpaste commercial cattle call. Industrial, non-union, pay is competitive, code for gas money if you're lucky. You promise to be there, then realize the diner scheduled you for the breakfast rush, and you already swapped Friday shifts to attend a different audition you didn't book. You calculate whether overdrafting your account for an Uber will ruin your ability to buy printer ink for new headshots. You decide it will, and type a groveling text asking a coworker to trade again. 3 gray dots appear, disappear, reappear. Then the answer comes back. OMG, I'd love to, but I'm out of town. Evening means self-tape number 1. Your apartment's single white wall is pockmarked from previous self-tapes. The script is 5 pages of soap opera exposition. You try to cry on cue while the upstairs neighbor belts shower karaoke. Take after take blurs until tears finally fall, less from craft than the gut punch awareness that no one watching this will know the difference. You compress the file, label it with legal name _roll_final, and pray WeTransfer doesn't glitch. Self-tape 2 is a 30-second spot for an energy drink. Be bold, be you. The director wants charismatic but relatable, ages 18 to 24, any ethnicity. You chant "be bold" like a cult mantra, vault onto a kitchen chair like it's a surfboard, and smash an invisible can to your forehead because somewhere a storyboard artist thought that was peak comedy. Your roommate yawns, "one more," without looking up from her phone. You mumble thanks and wonder if you'll ever book anything that lets you pay her back for favors with actual money instead of gratitude. Midnight is gig search hour. You scroll breakdowns, student films offering copy credit meals, immersive haunted house gigs that require contortionist skills, a regional commercial for lawn fertilizer that shoots 4 states away and may provide lodging. Each project demands a reel showcasing the exact skill set they forgot to mention existed yesterday. You consider padding your resume with that community theater, Midsummer Night's Dream where you played third fairy, but fear IMDb detectives will smell the embellishment. Instead, you draft yet another quirky cover letter. I connect deeply with this story about a woman who discovers herself through artisanal mustard. You attach a headshot from 2 haircuts ago, hit send, and whisper, "Please." Audition mornings taste like metal. Today's toothpaste commercial lines are so banal, they loop in your head with mocking cheeriness. You arrive at the casting building, find 30 versions of yourself, same hopeful grin, same ring light twinkle in their eyes, waiting in a hallway that smells of nervous sweat and peppermint. Someone says the role's actually for real dental care professionals preferred. An actor in scrubs nods sagely. You consider forging a dental assistant resume. Your turn arrives, you slate name, height, agency, then grin wide enough to sprain a cheek muscle. The casting intern thanks you and hands over a free sample of the toothpaste you just spent 3 hours chasing. Outside, your phone pings. The theater understudy part went another direction. You text your mom. Audition went great because she already mortgaged worry over your life choices, and today she deserves peace. You duck into a coffee shop to process rejection, caffeine style. But the barista mishears your name and writes "Hope" on the cup, which feels like a cosmic prank. You sip burnt espresso as an email from your agent blips. You're on Avail for a web series supporting role, but production needs to know if you can hold 3 weeks next month, for scale. Scale means bus fare plus enough left over to cover half the month's rent. Holding means turning down every other opportunity that pops up in the meantime. The practical side of you screams no. The artist whispers yes. You reply with a shaky, absolutely available, then refresh your inbox every 30 seconds, heart thudding hard enough to rival a Dolby mix. Evening shift at the diner is slammed because a food blogger wrote, "Best pancakes after midnight," and now influencers order stacks just to post boomerangs. You balance plates like a circ act, deliver cocktails to people quoting shows you auditioned for, and pretend the tips aren't tips, they're micro investments in your craft. A party of 7 walks out without paying, the manager docks the missing amount from servers' totals, and you watch your day's wage drop from groceries to ramen or bus pass, pick one. Your feet burn, arch support worn thin by double lives, but politeness is your side hustle, so you thank exiting guests with warmth you're scared you might run out of. The web series booked you. You accept instantly, request time off from the diner, and your manager frowns. We're short-staffed. You offer to pick up extra tables tonight. They shrug. You calculate lost wages versus potential career boost and choose the dream. Again, even though your bank app warns low balance. Set life is equal parts magic and migraine. Your trailer is a repurposed storage container with a flickering lamp, but someone wrote your character name on the door in Sharpie, and that matters more than square footage. You rehearse under flickering fluorescence, deliver lines opposite a YouTube celebrity who improvs off script and steals punchlines. The director nods politely, then asks for 17 more takes because the sponsor's logo wasn't perfectly framed. Lunch is cold pasta. Craft services ran out of coffee before crew call. You smile anyway because somewhere a BTS photographer is documenting how grateful you are. Wrap day arrives with hugs, selfies, no certainty of when or where the show will air. The producer promises footage for your reel soon. You know soon means maybe, eventually, if we remember. You ride home high on adrenaline, then crash when you check your account. 6 overdraft fees, because automatic payments hit while you were chasing coverage. You Google easy side hustles, flexible schedule, and sigh because the flexible schedule is why you're broke in the first place. Then, something strange happens. You book a guest star on a network show. 3 lines, but union, with a day rate higher than a month of serving. The script arrives watermarked. You clutch it like treasure. On set, you get your own trailer. Tiny but private. Wardrobe fits you in a blazer that costs more than your yearly rent. You nail takes in 3 tries, the director grins, the sound guy fist bumps you for clean diction. Between setups, you watch the series lead juggle interviews, endorsements, a personal trainer. They look exhausted behind perfect makeup. You realize popularity is another job, not an achievement. The episode airs 6 months later. Your relatives throw a watch party, screaming when you appear, then blink and you're gone. The residual check arrives, an amount that covers rent and groceries with enough left over to celebrate at the nice ramen place. You fold the check into your journal as proof this happened. The next day, you're back at the diner because residuals don't repeat like sitcom laugh tracks. Years stretch. You land recurring roles, lose them when showrunners pivot. You juggle shifts, memorize pages, nurse shin splints from standing in line at open calls. You teach scene study to kids who quote TikTok more than Shakespeare. You battle imposter syndrome louder than applause. Still, every time a director yells action, the noise in your head goes silent. The world narrows to another human's eyes, another breath, another chance to tell truth disguised as fiction. So you keep showing up. Server shoes polished, pencils sharpened, heart fireproofed by rejection. You prep new sides, print fresh headshots, iron the red carpet blazer for an indie premiere nobody will live stream. You stand tall, taking orders because leads stand tall. And you believe one day you'll stand at center frame, shoulders back, voice steady, no apron required. And when that day comes, or even if it never fully does, you'll know every line of drudgery wrote itself into your performance. Because the unglamorous grind, the part-time shifts, the 1,000 almosts, carved a depth no quick rise could fake. It absolutely sucks to be an actor. Until the moment the camera rolls, the theater hushes, or someone on a couch 1,000 miles away sees themselves in your eyes and feels less alone. That's when every overnight bus ride, every cold coffee, every sorry we went another way, transmutes into something untouchable. The applause fades, the rent's still due, but the work is yours. every syllable, every tear, every breath. And in that sacred space, where fiction meets truth, the world finally makes sense. If you enjoyed this video and you realize that it doesn't actually suck to be an actor, support this channel by hitting the like button and subscribing to Cinema Roller. See you on the next one.